Alright guys, today really quickly we're just going to learn about classes. So, way to make a class. You go File, New, Class. I already made one. I called it Circle because we're making a circle class right now. So first thing you want to make your field variables. A field variable is a variable that every single object in that class has, and it's cool because you can see that variable from anywhere inside the class. Like any method can access that variable, and also that variable isn't going away until like that object is deleted from your computer's memory. So for a circle, it would be fitting to just do like public int radius. Makes sense. I mean, I do double, but who cares about precision here? And let's do, now we got to make a constructor. Constructor, that's like a method that Java runs every single time that you make a new object of something. In this case, every time we make a new circle object, it's going to run this constructor that I make right now. Except I'm not happy with this because I want some input from the user. Usually, like a good rule is that by the end of your constructor, by the time that your constructor runs, all your field variables should be defined in some way. So, I want him to be able to define them for me, the user that actually makes this. So I'm going to put int r. So every time he makes a circle object, he's going to have to somehow give me some value of an integer inside of the parentheses. And I'm going to take what he tells me and make radius equals r. Awesome, right? Anyway, let's make another method real quickly. Let's get a method for getting the area of a circle. So public double get area. Anyway, so this is a double, so it has to return a double. So return, well, area of a circle, that's like pi r squared, right? So math.pi times radius. Now, keep in mind, I didn't say r, because if I said r, the computer wouldn't be able to recognize it. Variables have something called a scope. It's like a fancy word, but all it means is like, where can you access that variable? Now the scope of radius, because it's a field variable, oh I'm sorry, I should have made that private. The scope of radius, because it's a field variable, is anywhere inside this class. So any method can see radius. The scope of r, because it's a parameter, is just this method. So like from here to this other mustache bracket, and then it's dead. It's out of the computer's memory. Nobody has access to it. But after you ran your constructor, like if you said like, oh, make a new circle with radius r, radius r, and by r I mean like 5, you stored 5 into radius anyway, so it's okay. Radius has the value. Radius has the value that you want it to have. Also, fun fact: never say radius to the power of 2 because that doesn't work like that. It does something different. Um, so that's your get area one. Just real quickly, gonna make another one. Public int get radius. This is called an accessor method because like all it's going to do is just return radius. Because this radius that we have right now, I made it private. That's a good thing to do. It helps keep your programs organized. Even it's like almost like a security feature too. Don't worry about why, just do it. Always make your field variable. Almost always make your field variables private. 99% of the time. Anyway, so you made this guy private here. Because you made it private, if I go to another class, I can't access radius. So what if I need to be able to access it? Well, very easily you can make a public method, and a public method can be called from anywhere inside the project. We're inside of this project, the first project. So the circle class is right here, but if I'm in the main class, I can also access a public method that's in the same project. So you use that this way you get the value of radius, but you don't have to like directly ever touch radius. Anyway, so let's actually make an object from circle. So I do circle, I'm gonna call it Fred because I like that name. Circle Fred equals new circle, and I can't just write that, right? Because it's gonna tell me that this constructor is undefined because this is the constructor that I defined. It needs a parameter, and I'm gonna make this a circle 5. So what that does, it takes 5, it makes r equal to 5, and it makes radius equal to r, so radius equals 5, and it stores that value. Anyway, so let's just test something real quick. System.out.println Fred.getRadius. Cool, cool. Let's see what that does. Yep. Awesome. It ran it, gave us 5. Get area. Awesome. It ran it. It gave us that value. Anyway, as you can see, this is a class that I programmed. I wrote everything down here. So this class is like a template, but Fred is an object that I made from class, and every object of this class that I made has all of the features that I wrote in this template. So for example, I wrote radius. Every object that I make from the circle class will have something called radius. They will all have this constructor, they will all have this method, they will all have this method, and they will have nothing less, and most of the time, nothing more until you're more advanced. Anyway, that's it for now. Video is probably getting too long anyway. This isn't like a very thorough explanation. It's just like very quick. So if you have any questions about like any specific part, don't hesitate to ask.